Skill 6. Giving feedback. Express both good and bad input with judgment-free specificity so that it has a more positive, lasting impact on the employee. Old-school managers fold their arms across their chest, bark orders, and tell workers what they're doing wrong. With a perpetual scowl on their face, these managers point out every mistake, but rarely dish out praise. Today's more enlightened supervisors, by contrast, give feedback with an eye toward motivating employees. They treat feedback as a way to help fuel good performance, teach new skills, and provide guidance that leads to improvement. Feedback is defined as the process of providing information to your employees about their past behavior in order to influence their future behavior. Effective feedback requires mutual understanding. Employees must understand that its purpose is to help them excel, not find fault or shake their confidence. Supervisors must realize that in order for their input to make a positive impact, they must support it with evidence, examples, and observations. To deliver feedback that influences employee behavior, you need to make sure it's based on verifiable data. This includes first-hand observation along with collecting feedback in a structured, confidential manner from an individual's peers. You may even want to survey customers, vendors, suppliers, or others who interact regularly with your employees. It's also important to establish productivity measures for your employees and educate them about how to meet or exceed these standards. Let everyone know that you'll provide ongoing feedback based on their output as it relates to the measures and job expectations that you've set. Precise communication enhances your feedback. By providing descriptions rather than rendering judgments, you enable employees to draw their own conclusions. Example: your report contained 12 typos and it was missing a summary page and evidence to substantiate your claims is better than your report was sloppy. If your goal in delivering feedback is to help the employee improve performance by changing specific behaviors, then follow these steps. First, describe specific observable behavior in judgment-free terms. As an example, in today's staff meeting, you told John and Sarah it was their fault that the team missed its goal. Second, ask for employees' input before you draw a conclusion. Example: did you mean to say that it was their fault? Third, assess the impact of the behavior and its consequences. Example: I understand your reasons for saying that. The issue here is focusing on finding fault rather than working positively as a team. Your feedback thus serves as a supportive, non-threatening way to motivate the employee to improve, not a harsh criticism that triggers defensiveness. By speaking in a gentle tone and expressing your confidence in the employee's ability to learn and grow as a result of this behavior, you reassure the individual that you expect better results in the future. And if you get in the habit of praising employees, then they'll know that you see the good as well as the bad. Speaking of praise, make it specific as well. Saying "nice work" isn't enough. Identify exactly what the worker did right. Here's an example. Nice work in handling that customer's objections and remaining calm when he grew testy. I especially liked how you let him blow off steam without trying to interrupt. By citing the precise behavior that you admire, you improve the meaning of your praise and increase the employee's willingness to continue doing that in the future. You remove any ambiguity about what constitutes superior performance. Here's a warning. Words such as disappointing, inconsistent, or poor do not describe a person's behavior, so avoid using them when giving feedback. Instead, cite observable or verifiable evidence without adding your interpretation or characterizing a worker's motives. Tip: use clear, straightforward language when giving feedback, especially in terms of your pronouns. Describe an employee's behavior by saying, "I'd like to make you aware of something I noticed," or "I want to give you some input on your performance as it relates to." Avoid using "we," as in "we have a problem," or "we need to work on your poor performance." It's true, only one half of the oft-repeated advice, praise in public and criticize in private, is true. Yes, you should only deliver negative feedback one-on-one where no one can overhear. But don't necessarily assume it's always best to praise an employee in front of his or her peers. Some people react with embarrassment when they are singled out for stellar work. They may fear that their coworkers will become jealous or ostracize them. Get to know your employees and tailor your praise to fit their personality. Weigh whether to give glowing feedback in public or private.